Hey folks, welcome back. So, in today's episode, we're gonna do just a little bit more with Pneumaticraft here. There's a couple other things we did, but what I'm getting kind of tired of having to do already, and there's a couple places we want to use this, is number one is refilling this bucket of lava here. So, in order to really make that happen, what I want to do is craft this up a couple more autonomous activators for various purposes around the base. We have, the one and only over here in use at our water drum. I would like another one for making gravel for us. I'd like one to fill the lava here, as well as the lava downstairs. So we might even just expand the cable system. We'll see. But to do that, what we got to do is we got to make autonomous activators. And do I have electrum in here? So right now I do not want this to export out gold. We got to make ourselves some electrum to work with. Okay. And I wanted to blacklist silver as well. And then what we can do is grab ourselves 18 sounds like a good number of that. And let's get 18 as silver. And both of those will melt down and start forming us electrum. Which we're going to need a fair amount of here to make a machine frame. You'll take note now that the machine frame recipe has actually changed. It takes these logic expansion cards, which is plastic, plus a printed circuit board. So that's a fairly complicated step. And what we want to have happen here is once this stuff starts merging to form electrum, we should be getting ingots out, I would think. Oh, and we can go ahead and turn this on. That should be making me ingots now of electrum. There we go. And we need at least 2 per machine frame, so I want to get 4 of these and then we'll continue. It won't take longer than the rest, it'll just process over time. And let's go get ourselves a bit of glass here. We can use Tinker's Construct glass for this recipe, I do believe, which is kind of nice. So we do like that, and like this, and then we get our printed circuit boards, unless I did something wrong. Oh, I'm sorry, we need to convert the printed circuit boards first, which requires some plastic. Let's go ahead. Do I have any? I got enough for one right now, so that's what we're going to start with. Like that. Okay, and we'll be making more in just a little bit. Okay, so now we got our machine frame. I want another autonomous activator. And it's just a chest, a servo, and some tin. So let's grab some tin. A chest and a servo here. We should have all of that around. The hard part was the machine frame. And now what I ought to be able to do, and I'll walk you through, I want to kind of walk you through programming at least one thing on the Steve's Factory Manager here. Let's go take a look at where this stuff comes down through our wall here. Should be able to come right, hoping along there. Let's see. No reason I can't do it there. Or even back in here. Would be even better. So now we got that block out of the way. Let's just go ahead and make sure we get the rest of the stuff connected in with some cable here. And then I should be able to do like so. And, oops. Now this is where we want the relays again, remember. So we got a relay here. And here we'll have one. And then our autonomous activator should be here. Let's see, can I get it to go? There we go. So now I want the input, or so the output is down, and the input is on the left side. Let's make sure we got the, nope. There we go. So now we got our two things there, and that is going to right click a bucket for us. Now, in the meantime, let's get back over to here. Oops, we need that bucket. It should be, we need to make sure that's connected right here. So now we can talk to that system. Hopefully. If not, we might need to use a relay. And now over here, we're going to create a new group called Refueling Lava. Okay. And then inside of that group, we're going to create an input. And that should be the inventory in our seared tank if I connected everything right. I have a feeling I didn't put the cables all the way down. Let's make sure we eat here. Yeah, see, we've got to remember to connect to take cables. If something doesn't show up, you know what you did wrong. Now the basement's connected. And what we can do with this is create an input. We should now be able to find our air compressor. And we want to whitelist a bucket. And we want to pull that on the... Boy. Let's not do it on that side. Let's do it on the north side. I don't think it particularly matters. And then we want to create an output. And this is going to be one of our relays. It's going to be the lowest one, second lowest one. So we got a 63, a 64. So 55, that should be the one on the side of our thing. And we want to output that to the north or south. We want to target, deactivate. We want to do the north or south side. And that should do that. And then we want to create another input that says it's our lowest level relay. Oh, you know, that may not work so well, trying to autonomously activate that from the bottom. that tank. I don't know. That might be unexpected behavior. So we're just going to go ahead and change that quick. I'm kind of silly not to here. And let's change our water because we're going through it like candy again. So here's how we're going to do this. One relay here, and then we'll put the autonomous activator to here. Remember, we got to keep our cables connected, and then we're going to put another relay up here. So then I'm going to have, from the face of it, I want the bottom to be, our lowest one to be out, and our second lowest one to be the in. And we should just be able to connect here now. Again. So that way we're always going to right click the bucket. What should happen, if I do this the right way around, we should be able to right click the side and the bucket should go right back into that inventory and just instantly keep it full. So any place we need lava, we can put that to use. Alright. So now this input, we want the dot all. We need to find our thing again because we disconnected it. North side, whitelist empty bucket. And then we're going to take and we're going to put that, input is on the top one, on a relay. So it's on the second lowest one, so it's on 57, and we're going to target, no, deactivate, we're going to target, I think it's just down. Okay, and then we're going to create an input on the relay, and this will be the lowest one in our system, at 55, and we're going to target the downside, and we're going to whitelist a bucket of lava. And actually, now that I thought about this target, I think we want to target the upside. And then we want to target, create one more output. And our output is going to be right back into our air compressor. Here we go. Where is it? And we want to target. I don't know. We'll use the south side again, and put it into there. So now, if we do a trigger, we should see that thing instantly refill with water or with lava. Let's go take a look and make sure that it's behaving as intended. And that's kind of a sample of the complexity you can do with Steve's Factory Manager. But what that should be doing, let's see, is south like the only one I don't want to use? And one of the actually good ways to test this, folks, if you get kind of hung up on a piece of it, is just get yourself a hopper and figure out how to insert and remove things into your particular block, because I think that creates one problem for us. Do we got a hopper at the ready? Not so much. Let's use aluminum for our hoppers. So I got more of that than I know what to do with, and I never have enough iron. So now, what I ought to be able to do here is put a thing like here. If I put it in the bucket, oh, see now, huh? Oh, look at that. Where did it get a bucket from? Okay. Well then. That worked, and we just had extra buckets in the system somewhere. So now when that runs out, I expect to see that bucket used, pulled out, refilled. And we'll know in just a minute here. Oh, look at that. We need... What are we waiting on here? We're waiting on that bit of redstone to get in. So I've been testing with this 64 count of material. And it looks like we can actually put in 64 at a time. It just takes a long time to do it. So, and that's why I want to refill the lava, is just to let it do it automatically. And we're going to have some capacitors here in just a second. And are we using it? Should be. We should see this guy kick on again in a moment. Oh, it's running, or trying to. We're ever so slowly crafting our PCBs for us. There we go. See full flame here in just a minute. Just a moment longer, hopefully. And then we can remember to close the wall back up. Now, for some reason, it's not extracting the bucket as I intended. So it might not be the south side I want to use. It might want to be the downside to extract it. Anything is possible. And create an input. We're going to not target the north side. We're going to target the downside and see if that works better. Just to keep the buckets of lava there. And that's going. Did it pull it back out and change it already? So here's what I don't know, folks, and we're just going to break this for right now, because I don't know which way we need to go with it. It is clearly not the downside. We are going to pull it out of the... So, yeah, we're going to use the south side for everything. Because the lava insertion worked. I'll put inventories. We're going to do it to here, and we targeted the south side for that. Input, we're going to use that. Oh, no, invert selection. We're going to target the south side. And is that pulling out that bucket of lava now? And just keeping it topped off. So I got an empty bucket in there. Once we pull it out, we know we're good to go. There we go, instantly refilled lava. So that'll keep the pressure up in this at all times. And then we got our pressure release valve down here still cracking along. You can see the redstone signal coming from that. So now the last thing we want to do with this is, rather than using charcoal over here, we can use buckets of lava as well. And I will configure this off camera, probably on a live stream, before this video releases. just to get this thing so we're good to go. And no longer using charcoal basically if we don't need it. And reserve that for other stuff. So now the next thing I wanted to work on is a bunch of these machine frame quests. Let's grab my quest book here and check through it. So under pressure, we kind of did all this stuff. We got a couple more things at the bottom here that require significant investment to get these upgrades. We got a wrench, we got a charging station, we need a GPS tool, but we also completed the assembly line thing here, which gets us another assembly program that I don't need. Some redstone and compressed iron, good enough. And we beat that quest line. Technological revolution now is something we can open up because we made a machine frame. And I am going to take the Invar because that's harder to get. And I'll start working through these different quests, but it's basically making MFR machines and stuff that we've had before through all the different playthroughs. Go watch some of my other videos if you want to learn how to make them, or turn it into my live stream if you want to see how I did it. But I'll be crafting a bunch of these machines, everything from planters and harvesters to do trees to a full set of thermal expansion stuff. And then on the other end of it here, we've unlocked now this plastic and circuit board quest, so we can now make ender generators, which are a great source of power, and we'll be switching to that soon. And then there's just a couple more quests left over here that involve making thermal expansion machines. So, folks, thank you for watching and tuning in, and we'll see you soon.